Here we will talk about training and development, the role of training in change management. What is the role of training? How training can support change management initiative? That is maybe we would like to talk about. Think about it. What do you guys think? Training. What is the role of training in change management? But generally, what is the role of training in improving training in learning anything? Do you think people learn from training? Yes, maybe they learn from training, but what should be the background of that training? People maybe learn from training more when they are interested in gaining that training. Opposite to that can be training which is mandatory from the work environment, like you have to go and listen to that talk. Now you might go and listen to that talk and training or workshop, whatever it is, but if it is like something which you don't really want to attend, and it is something which work requires you to attend, it would be more or less just like an attendance. You might be there, but you might not be there. Just like you guys who are here right now, are you guys here like mentally? uh, you are you are there, you are here with us. Your mind is thinking about the things which we are trying to think, or maybe you are here with us virtually, but mentally you are somewhere else. Your mind is thinking about other things. But if you believe and you think that this conversation is important and you are interested in it, uh, just for the sake of your own interest, then it will be different type of participation, different type of engagement. Similarly for any type of training. uh, so I personally think that when staff is sent on training, this thing should be considered, that are they really interested in this type of training or not? Because you can teach people through different type of training, like group training, individual training, recording some things, recording the training and giving it to them, and they look at it over a period of time when they are interested. Different methodologies can be used. Especially I'm saying all this because training is expensive. A lot of money is involved in training. You have to pay the trainers, you have to do so many other things. Yes, and the time is spent there also. Time, energy is spent. And then many times what happen is that the impact of the training is not as much as it was thought or imagined, or what was pitched, and that is because of these reasons. Sometimes people mindset or attitude towards training is not right. They don't think that they need training. Like for example, let's say that University of the West Indies decide that I need some type of training to do this type of engagement which I am doing. Yeah. So University of the West Indies says that, okay, Ashwin, you need training. Yeah. So I might do that because they are asking me, and I might do it because it is required and all of that. But what do I believe? Do I believe that I need training to do this or not? I need to think about this. Do I need training? Will I gain something from the training? Who are the trainers? Do I look up to the trainers, their style, their engagement, whatever it is? Is that something which fascinates me? Do I want to be like them in one way? Am I motivated to be like them in any way? Do I think that they know something which I can learn from? All of those things. So I won't tell it to anyone. I won't tell it to them. But in my heart, all of those things would be going on. And then if I don't feel that way, that I really need this training and I will benefit from that, then of course I will be there, but I will not be there. Yeah. Same for any type of engagement. Uh, if you guys don't think that you will gain anything from being here, will you be here? No, you will not be here. You will be somewhere else, uh, and so on. So same thing is for training. So think about these things, like the right fit, like the person really feels that they also think that they need training, and they have that mindset to be trainable, like they are open to, because training is of course going to tell them that you need to do this differently and you need to maybe engage in this method and all of those things. So are they open to that at that time, in that space, from that trainer, in that environment, with those colleagues? All of that needs to play its part. And what I would ask you to run some Google searches on this, and then training which don't go well. Does training really train people? Something like that. Does training really train people? Yeah, something like that. Uh, uh, like for example, they are saying, does brain training actually work? 2020 scientific. Does it really work? How long does it work? And people go back to their old habits, something like that. uh, uh, Training does not work. Harvard Business Review. Yeah. For example, why leadership training fails and what to do about it. So it is Harvard Business Review 2016 study. I've read it before. That is why I Googled search for this one specifically. Yeah. They are saying that leadership training fails. Why it fails? What is the reason? Or leader, after a period of time when leader has done something successfully, they start thinking that they know how to do things, and that is for any job. You get the confidence. Uh, as you gain the confidence more and more, then you start thinking that you know it all. Then once you have that type of mindset, why are you going to participate in training? Even when you will participate in training, it will be a different mindset. So then you need to think about those things. Yeah. So please run these type of Google searches and try to identify what do you think about training. Does it really train? What, in which situations it helps, in which situations it does not help. Think about your own different type of trainings which you got. If you can think about this course, this is kind of training. It is giving you some type of training to deal with change in your life, at work, in your personal life, professional life, organizational life, in your own personal habits, characteristics. It is all about that. No matter how you want to look at it, it's up to you how much you want to participate in yourself in this type of material. It is up to you, but it is kind of a training, initial training you can call it, to deal with change situations and so on. Yeah. So is it helping, is it not helping? You guys know that if it is individually for different people. So if it is working, what part of it is working? If it is not working, what part of it is not working? How it could be improved, and so on. These are some things which you would want to think about when you will be training the staff which is going through change management. So is training something which should happen while the staff is going through the change, or it is something which should have happened before the change? This is a very interesting question to reflect on, and please think about it. Very interesting question to really think about. So when you are in some type of change situation, uh, should you train your staff at that time when you are going through that change and everyone is learning about the new training? Or is it something that you should foresee the situation and train your staff that if that thing happens, they are ready to manage the change? And for this example, which is close to my heart and close to my work, and you guys will also relate with that example, is preparing for online sessions. uh, our university was not prepared for this. The people were not prepared, not the participants, not the facilitators. Why they were not prepared? Because before COVID, no one thought in the university that we should train our staff to engage the sessions in an online environment. We should train our participants, the students, to engage in online environment. So maybe once a week, or once every 2 weeks, or once a month, the classes needs to be online, so people can familiarize themselves. So if the need comes, people can quickly transition to online environment. But that, no one really thought about that. But were the technologies available? Yes, technologies were available. There is no new technology which we got. RVLE was there. Blackboard was there. This medium where which we are using, this was there incorporated. And there are so many other things available, other tools which are available on RVLE, but people are generally not using them. Yeah, can do so many things in online environment. Yeah. So then what happened? If people had done this type of exercise, like maybe 5 years ago, someone thought that, okay, once every month the classes would be online for all the participants, all the staff. So then over a period of time, they would have learned what is this about, how to, what is what. Yeah. And then when the time comes to transition, COVID comes and you have to transition, you can quickly transition because you have done it over the years, once every month. I'm not asking a lot. It's over a period of time, slowly, gradually. And what difference that would have made? Like, you guys remember that there was a time where I think for 1 month or 2 months or 1.5 months, there was officially there were no sessions. University was closed. Yeah, in these times, university was closed. Yeah. And then even once it opened, there were, you guys know that people were having challenges, facilitators were having challenges, the participants were having challenges, engagement level down, all of those things, problems. Yes, there are some problems which are linked with the infrastructure of the country, which is internet and all of those things, or availability of the smart devices. Some people, some of our friends, they come from a background where they cannot maybe afford, smart devices and so on, or they don't have stable internet connection. That, leaving that aside, for others, it should not have been like this. Should have been uh, should have been the case where quickly overnight the transition happens. And a 1 month and 2 months and 1.5 months, if you ask me, that is quite a long time. Personally speaking, that is my own way of thinking. I'm sure other people would not agree with that, and they would say that the university transition in a fast way. And if you think about it, yes, it is a big university. There are all different type of people working here. So looking at that 1 month, 2 months, yes, okay, maybe. But these things could have been minimized. There have been trainings by the relevant departments which manage this RVLE and teacher training and all of that. They have been giving the handouts that come for this training, come for that training, online environment. Back in the day, not really back in the day. I am here for like 4 years now, 5 years, 4.5 years. So since I am here, I have seen those emails, and I got a chance to go there. Because why I went there? Because I was interested. I wanted to know how these things work. COVID was not here, but I was interested. So were other people also. I was not alone there. It was full every time. So there were people who were interested. So they were there. So those people who are interested in this, not because they have to, because they wanted to, for them the transition was a little faster, but still they had to wait because the university was closed. But same thing for students. I'm not sure if for students, participants, they were also given some type of training before COVID. Because that when the what I'm trying to say is, I'm not trying to speak against the procedure. That is not my intention at all. But I'm trying to say that when the change comes, things become very difficult, extremely difficult, because the change situation is there and it's very difficult. You have so many other issues. already going on. So if these are some things which there are some things which you can do in good times, when everything is normal, most things are normal, when you have time, when you have, you are not bombarded with the change situation. In that time, when you are a little relaxed, if you manage your time, you can prepare for the future, for that change which will happen in the future. But generally people don't do that, and university is not exception. And I'm not talking about our university, it is across the world this thing happened. Universities were closed across the globe, and majority of the universities, they had the challenge to transition online. Yes, this could have been mitigated. Um, but on a deeper level, what I'm trying to say that don't let this thing happen in your private personal life. Don't don't just wait and sit and don't forecast the future and don't plan and don't prepare for the changes which you will have in your own life. I don't know what is the situation of your life, but you know that, of course. Yeah. So in your life, analyze your life. What is the plan? Which, what type of training you would want? What type of training you would want? Train yourself with that now when it is not necessary. Right now, that thing will happen in the future. Right now, you don't have to worry about it. But if you train right now, when that time comes, when you would be required to have those skills or whatever you want to call it. Training, what is training? In training, what do you get? You get some skills, some habits, some new knowledge you get, but then you have to incorporate it in your habits. So what I'm trying to say, in your field, in your area of interest, in your life, look forward. Look forward to like 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. What is happening? 5 year, what is happening? How the industry is changing? What are some of the skills which will be required in the future? If you don't have a job, which many of you, I'm assuming, won't have a job right now, uh, um, you will want to gain employment after you graduate, maybe. Uh, so what type of jobs you would want to take? What are some of the skills which are required? If you look at any job advertisement, you will find that having a undergrad degree is just one of the things. There are so many other things which they list. You can open Sunday's Gleaner and look for jobs and see, any job you will. Having a degree is just part of the big scheme of things. There are so many other things. So how are you training yourself? Now, in the conversation, in today's pointers which some friends made, and in last week's discussion also, maybe I'm wrong, but I got a sense that some of our friends are waiting from external motivation. I can be wrong because I can't see you guys, but from the voice tone and the choice of words, or the thing you are posting in the chat, I have this feeling that you are waiting that when the time will come, we will cross the bridge when the bridge comes. That type of thinking is there. Or the manager is supposed to motivate us, or the instructor needs to motivate us, or the university needs to prepare us for the future of work. Nothing like that is going to happen. Let me be very frank and honest with you. You have to prepare yourself. You have to prepare yourself for the career. uh, Universities across the globe are money making mechanisms. They charge student fees and they get what they can, and then yes, in that you will learn some skills also. But across the world, universities are not necessarily planning to prepare students for the future of work, because the work environment is changing. And those of you who are working, for example, Kevin is working, he can tell us that how technology is incorporated more and more, and how the people are being laid off, and how the companies are trying to cut their cost and all of that. In that atmosphere, as a young graduate who's just coming out of university, if you don't train yourself, please remember that the topic is training, is chapter number 11, training and development. That is what we are talking about. If you don't train yourself, if you are waiting for the time to graduate, and you are not taking any initiative, and you are not training yourself, and you are not doing anything to prepare yourself for the interviews, for the job market, then it is a possibility that might not land a job. Might land a job, I don't know. I don't know the future. Maybe you will. But generally speaking, companies are looking for certain skills. And if those trainings are not, if people don't train themselves with those skills while they are undergraduate and they wait for graduation, yes, they can still train themselves after graduating, but then that training would be similar type of training which UV gave to their lecturers and the students, for which they had to stop the university for 1 month and then start it. So I don't want you to do that. I want you to, in any aspect, in your personal life, private life, or work, it doesn't really matter. Wherever you are going, you need to see where I'm going, what is happening in the next 2 years, 3 years. Read about it, try to get some understanding. People who know your field, try to talk with them and ask for what would be the skills required. Okay, I want to be a project manager. In which industry I want to be project manager in retail industry. Okay, I have a bachelor's degree in project management. I have done some courses on project management. I have a certification in project management. Outside of that, what skills they are looking for, how I'm going to learn those skills. That now university, unfortunately, is not going to prepare you for that. You need to find your own way of managing that change. And that change, the change in this is transition from university to work life. That is the change. And training is, are you going to train yourself now, or are you going to wait until the time is hard, when you are applying for jobs and you are not getting through, and in that all of that problem, then you say, all right, I need to get training. So you will get training that time also, but that will make you, that is not proper plan for management of change. That is what I'm trying to say. So please think about this, and other, and or any other thing, or I wanted to talk about training like this. If you don't relate with this sentiment, then that is not a problem. You can think about training the way the way you want to think about it. um, I have mentioned that training is expensive, it takes time to train, and training does not necessarily mean that people will demonstrate that they learn the skill. That again is another point. Uh, they should be personally interested in that training. That is very important for you. If you are at a manager level, you need to see they are really interested in that or not. Uh, these are just some of the things. I'm not going really deep into this, but these are just some of the things which you might want to think about, and then look in your own life, like, you, and then try to link the aspect of training and so on. Let me come back to the chapter. Couple of things I want to maybe highlight from the chapter. Some friends were posting something on chat. Let's look at that. Um, so Kevin is saying, you have to see the benefit of the training, otherwise it not be accepted. Yeah, benefit, cost benefit analysis. This is the cost, this is the benefit, this is the time it will take. All of those things you might want to think about. Tanisha is saying, sometimes the very people who send on training do not apply what they have learned. Beautiful, Tanisha. It's, I could have just said this instead of saying all the things which I which I said. Beautiful, very good, Tanisha. Yeah. Sometimes the very people who send on training do not apply what they have learned. Yeah, application. So training is one thing, but then application is again another, on another level. Like all the things which I mentioned a while ago, that look, next 3 year, 4 year, 5 year, plan your career, especially if you are undergrad. You might not have a lot of work experience, gain the training or experience or whatever. Now I said this, that in maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, call it 5 minutes. Yeah. But are you going to do that or not? Are you going to apply that? So the knowledge is transferred. I gave you some knowledge. Are you going to apply that or not? That is different, total different thing. So most likely you will not apply that. And most likely you will, after the session, you will go back to your regular life and whatever you want to do. And then by the evening, you will forget all of these things and you will get busy with some other thing. And tomorrow you won't even remember what was said today, for most of the people, maybe. Yes. So then when you will graduate, yeah, then you will apply for jobs. Then you will find out this. Then you will maybe start getting training, and then everything will be delayed in your life. Everything will be delayed. Um, you will maybe delay your job. You might have gotten the, if you are doing these things, maybe you would have gotten job right away, but now because you have to learn the skills after graduation, then it might take maybe 6 months, maybe 1 year, maybe more than 1 year. And if you look around, you will find that it's taking people, some friends who have graduated from our university, maybe 1 year, 2 year, and maybe after that they are not employed. Yeah. So those things are there, not to discourage you or anything. I'm just trying to discuss the topic of training, how important it is that you get the training at the right time. You don't delay it after doing the cost benefit analysis. Yeah. Uh, you have to see the need for it. Kevin, how hungry the staff is for that training. Do they really feel that they want it? If they don't feel they want it, then you are giving someone something which they don't really want. Yeah. What happens when you give something to someone who does not really want it? They don't take it, no matter in which at which level of socioeconomic structure they are coming from. Yeah. So I can tell you a quick short story. It just came in my mind. The other day I stopped at Pizza Hut, Ligny Lane, North Side Plaza, and I got a pizza. I was craving for it, so it's not a healthy thing, but you know, no one is perfect. So I got it and I came out and ready to go away, and then there is this guy who comes in, and the guy is not in good clothes and in a bad shape, and it's, may God make his life easier, but he was not in good shape. And he asked me that, all right, help me out. And I said, all right, but I did not had cash on me. So I said, well, I can share my pizza with you. Yeah. So here it is. You can have this much for your consumption. So he said, no, no, I don't want pizza. I want cash. So I said, no, not going to give you cash. I don't have it. You can have pizza. Yeah. So you can link it with the conversation which I was having. So the people need to, you might be giving someone a pizza that is maybe training or whatever, but they don't want it. No, so even if they are in need, they want something specific. So you want to uh, make them understand that this is what it is. But eventually, yes, he took the pizza and he was okay with it. But he tried his best if he can get what he wants. Yeah. So that is the situation for organizations. Organizations are going to say that, yes, Kevin, the money is better. Yes, of course. Yeah. So organizations are going to want certain things from you. If you are not able to give them, then they don't want you. Same thing for workers. Workers are going to ask certain things from the organization. If organization cannot give them those things, then they don't want that organization. Maybe they will stay in the organization but not happy and frustrated. Same thing is for training and so on. Yeah. So you need to think about these things, please. Let me highlight a couple of things which I would like to from the book chapter. Look at this, please. Highlighted section. On the one hand, there are those who are required to perform new roles associated with managing the change. They may require training. Yeah. On the one hand, there are those who are required to perform new roles associated with managing the change. They may require new training. But on the other hand, there are those who, as a result of the change, will be required to behave differently and may require training in order to be able to achieve new standards of performance. One is linked with doing different jobs, and one is linked with behaving differently. Yeah, please look into this thing. Uh, this section I found very interesting. At other times, of course, I'm not going to read it for you, but I'm just highlighting just above a systematic approach. Please pay attention to this, very interesting. And then a systematic approach of training. Look at this highlighted section. Effective training involves three main steps. Yeah, three main steps. So you want to think about these three main steps. What is number one? The analysis of training needs. Yeah, if you look in the chat, then you will see that Kevin spoke about the need here. Yeah, to see the need for change. So that is maybe step one. Analysis of training needs. Then the design and delivery of training. What is the design? What is the delivery? We spoke about it. I gave you examples, did not use the word design and delivery. It is your job to link the examples I was giving you with design and delivery. And then the evaluation of training effectiveness. So first is the need, why training is needed, then the design and delivery of training, and then the evaluation of training effectiveness, what the behavior changed or not, what happened and what not. And then in this chapter, it's a short chapter, very short, 4 or 5 pages. So they talk about need, then they talk about design and delivery, and then they talk about the effectiveness, evaluation of training effectiveness. That is what it is. So I shared my little stories with you. I hope you will prepare for the changes in your life and give yourself the training before you meet those situations. So in other words, being a little bit of proactive in your life, in your personal private life, whatever your ambition or goals are, or your organizational work life in any aspect. Pay attention to the summary. Like always, there is an exercise at the end of the chapter. If you are interested, you can participate in that, and if you have time. And you can do this exercise even without reading the chapter. Very simple. But again, if you are